Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to do lesson 10.6, which is the last lesson of our workbook. We'll just have the review after today. So go ahead and flip open your math workbook to page 683. And if you need a moment, hit the pause button. If you don't need a moment, no worries. Okay, Riley is here to assist us. Hey guys. Okay. So today it says, Maria recorded the rainfall in her town for 4 months. How did the amount of rainfall change from September to December? So they have a chart over here, and the chart reads September 4 inches, October 3 inches, November 2 inches, December 1 inch. So what we need to find in this problem is the question. So I'm going to underline the question up here. It says, how did the amount of rainfall change from September to December? Okay, so what information do we need to use? We need to use how much rainfall for each of the months. So we're going to make a bar graph to do that. So the title of our bar graph is going to be amount of rainfall in the months. So let's put like monthly rainfall.
Can I write it, please?
Okay, and now we're going to fill in the labels of the y-axis and the x-axis. So they did this for us. It says amount in inches. So these would be the inches on this side. And the bottom, what are those, Riley?
Month.
So we're going to label that months. All right, now we can fill in the bar graph. So let's go up to the top. September had 4 inches. So we're going to draw a line at the 4-inch shade down.
Oh, no.
October had 3, so we're going to draw a line at the 3-inch shade down. And November had 2, so we're going to draw a line at the 2 and shade down. And finally, December had 1, so I'm going to draw a line at the 1 and shade down. So the question was asking, how did the amount of rainfall change from September to December? So what happened each month looking at our graph? Did it go up or did it go down, Riley?
It went down.
It went down. By how many inches each month?
1.
1. So the amount of rainfall decreased, which means to go down. So decreased by 1 each month.
Decrease.
I'm going to write it just because they can't read that. So you're
I
going to
can't
write
write on the side.
decreased by 1 inch each month. And that's really easy to see on the graph that that's what happened. You can see very easily that it went from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. It just went down 1 bar each month. Okay, if you need more time, hit the pause button. If you don't, go ahead and flip with us. We are now on page 684.
Is this the last lesson?
I just have to review after this. All right, make a bar graph. We need to remember, what do I need to find and what information do I need to use? So it says make this bar graph. Matthew measured the height of his plant once a week for 4 weeks. Describe how the height of the plant changed from May 1st to May 22nd. We could have actually done this one with our brassica plant. So if we would have measured it at the beginning, it would have been less than 1, and then it grew to about 1 inch, and then it grew to about 2 inches, and then to 3 inches, and then now some of them are over 1 foot long. So he did the same thing. He measured his plant, and his measurements were 2 inches, 3 inches, 5 inches, and 7 inches. All right, so let's make a title of this graph. Riley, what do you think a good title would be?
I think a good title would be the height of the plant.
Maybe height measurements.
Alright. And there we split them. Just go like this. Measure.
All right, and then along the side, these would be the amount in inches. So you could just put inches. So this is how many inches the plants grew. And then on the bottom are the dates, the different dates that he took the measurements. So May 1st, May 8th, May 15th, and May 22nd. I'm going to zoom in up on that, so if you need some time to fill that in.
Make sure you hit
So,
that pause button.
The title are height measurements. Inches are on the side, and the dates that he took the measurements is on the bottom. So now we can plug in the data. Look up at our data up here. On May 1st, it measured 2 inches. So for the May 1st, we're going to draw a line at the 2 and shade down. For May 8th, it was 3 inches. So we're going to draw a line at the 3 inches and shade down. And May 15th, it was 5 inches, so we're going to go to the 5 and shade down. And for May 22nd, it was 7 inches, so I'm going to go to the 7 and shade down. And so the question is asking to describe how that data changed from date to date. So did it go up did it increase in inches? Did it decrease in inches? What do you notice about how it increased, Riley?
It went up.
It did. It increased. Did it always increase by the same amount?
No.
No. For this one, it only increased by 1 inch, but then the next 2 weeks, it increased by 2 inches. So the height of the plant always increased, could be your answer. All right, always increased. And if you need more time on this page, feel free to hit the pause button and catch up. If you are ready to move on, go ahead and flip the page with us.
Flip that page.
So we are now on page 685.
It's a 5.
All right, we're making another bar graph. It says Bianca wrote the number of hours that she practiced playing guitar in June. Describe how the amount of practice time changed from week 1 to week 4. So what would be a good title for this graph? Riley?
Like guitar practice?
Yep, that's what I would have said too. Guitar practice. Write your title in. And then we're going to go to the y-axis, and these numbers represent the hours. Yeah, so we're going to write in hours. And then this bottom represents the different weeks. So go ahead and write weeks in. Okay, so now we can plug in our data into the bar graph. So for week 1, she practiced 1 hour. So we're going to draw a line at the 1 and we're going to shade down. Week 2, she practiced 2 hours. So draw the 2 and shade down. Week 3, she practiced 4 hours. So 4 hours and shade down. And finally, in week 4, she practiced a total of 5 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
And the question is, how did the amount of practice time change from week 1 to week 4? Did it increase or decrease?
Increase.
Okay, so we're going to write it increased. And how much did it increase by? It went from 1 hour to 5 hours. So how much did it increase by?
It increased by 4 hours.
Okay. That should be ED, not T. By 4 hours. Okay, and then it says that Bianca's practice time is 4 hours in week 5. How does her practice time change from week 1 to week 5? So, it was 4 hours in week 5. How does her practice time change from week 1 to week 5? So first of all, Riley, do you think it's going to increase or do you think it's going to decrease?
I think it's going to decrease.
You think so? Why do you think it's going to decrease?
Because I know the 4th week is 5 hours, and if she practiced the 5th week 4 hours, 5 is greater than 4.
Okay, so the answer is if Bianca practices for 4 hours in week 5, the amount of practice time will increase from week 1 to week 4, and it'll decrease from week 4 to week 5. It's a little bit tricky, and I'm not going to write that in, but if you want to learn more about that, you can hit the math on the spot. But all you need to do is, here, give me that pen. You can just write in, it will decrease in hours. Okay, if you need more time on this page, feel free to hit the pause button. We are going to move it on.
Moving it on. Moving it on.
Very weird. Very, very weird. All right. How many strings are 9 inches long? So look at our line plot graph. We're going to go over to the 9 and we're going to count how many X's. 1, 2, 3 strings are 9 inches long. How many strings are more than 6 inches long? So are we going to count the 6 inches ones?
No.
No, we're going to count all of the rest of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strings. And then finally underneath, David measured the snowfall for 4 weeks. Fill in the bubble next to all the sentences that describe the data. Make a bar graph to solve the problem. So Riley, go ahead for week 1, shade to the 1. Try to go quick because we're running out of time on here. Week 2, 2 inches and down. Week 3 is 3 inches and down. And week 4 is 4 inches and down. All right, now we have to answer the questions. There were 2 inches of snow in week 2. Was that true?
Yes.
Yes, so we're going to fill in the bubble. The amount of snowfall increased each week. Yes, that was true. It got bigger each week. Snowfall decreased from week 3 to week 4. Decrease means went down. No, it went up, so that one don't shade in. There were a total of 4 inches of snow in week 2 and 3. So week 2 had 2 and week 3 had 3, so that would be a total of 5. So we're not going to shade that one in. And the last one, there were 3 more inches of snow in week 4 than week 1. So week 4 was 4 and week 1 was 1, so 4 minus 1 equals 3. So yes, we can shade in that last one. All right, good news for you. You do not need to do the homework page for this one. I want you to go outside and play today. And if you have any questions about this page, go ahead and hit the pause button to finish filling it in. And I will see you tomorrow for our chapter review. All right, I will talk to you soon. Bye.